How would you characterize that time, the early years of the struggle?
It was rougher than now. You would not speak of opposition. I remember when I went into contesting 2011 in Iganga, everyone liked me. He said, Mudyonole, you are so good, but you're in the wrong color.
I've seen the conversation that was between Besigye and Miriam Matembe when he was telling them, this guy is not going to leave, and they were insisting. Why was it easy or difficult for you to believe that this guy was actually a liar?
During the constitutional formulation process, Justice Odochi, what they call the Odochi Commission, visited His Excellency, the former Vice President, Paul Mwanga. He said that that he knows Museveni. Even when he sits like this, he will know what he intends to say.
Yes.
And as young people, we believed him. We believed that gentleman.
Some of the people who we see betraying the struggle are people we looked up to. Welcome to the second episode of the NUP podcast. Once again, my name is Mhwezi Joshua Lowell and I'll be your host. This time round, we have gone to the east. We are hosting the popularly known Mudyonole. Many of you have been following his campaign. Many of you have wished to be part of the vibe. Luckily enough, we have him today in studio. Honorable Mudyonole, I would like to welcome you to NUP podcast and to say that many of us, albeit being online, are enjoying your campaign in Iganga municipality. If you could please say hi to our followers.
Oh yes, good morning our podcasters. I am Mudyonole Nasser of Iganga municipality.
What does the name Mudyonole mean?
Mudyonole is a Chisoga name. It is a name for person having fun. Mudyonole fun.
I don't know.
And we have made it a way that those who support Mudyonole are called Abadiobos.
Abadiobos.
Yes.
What's the process of getting people to support Mudyonole?
It's called Kudioboka.
So Kwadiobola.
Ndi Kwadiobola.
Bali Kudioboka.
Exactly.
Interesting. What's it about your campaign? And I'm asking this very straight because in places where we enjoy a lot of support as NUP, of course we have these processions, but there's something about your campaign, something very exciting, something that everyone would wish to be part. There's a bit of, I think, Kadodi there. I don't know. What would you say? What's the ingredient? What are you using that maybe other party flag bearers need to borrow?
We simplified our campaigns, not just to be political, but to be fun. Mm-hmm. We have made it in a way that you only don't give people political message because they're tired of political message. The political messages have been said and said and said. Especially the opposition political messages have been said by Semogerere, they were said by Sebagala, they were said by Dr. Besigye, they are being said by His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Now, to break that monotony of the same message, we brought in an ingredient of fun, what we call Okudioboka. And it is a very interesting one. I don't know when you're participating, but you should come.
I will surely come. I have been following on social media.
Yes.
And yeah, it's fun. It's interesting to be part of. I am sure the people of Iganga really are enjoying it. I hope that can be converted into...
It is fun, first of all, and we are having voters.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see.
There I say young people don't vote.
Yeah, you see, that is the narrative, the historical narrative. But things have changed. We now have a compulsory registration under NIRA, and under the NIRA Act, I think Section 66, I forget. It says the Electoral Commission and all government institutions shall use the NIRA data for their other processes. So it's now compulsory.
It will be interesting.
Those young people,
it will be interesting to see all those young people, convert that support into actual votes. Yes. And I think the message by NUP has been very clear beyond just supporting.
Exactly.
You have to vote, you have to protect your vote.
Yes.
And if they rig, you have to demand for it.
And that is the message. That's the message we are calling upon all the youth, and not only the youth, even the old people. Go, actually participate in the electoral process. The electoral process begins with nomination. Actually, begins even before nomination, and we are now building it. The apex of it all goes on the voting day. You vote. Once you vote, keep there. Keep the watch.
I started saying if you vote and go, you're supporting NRM.
You are cheating yourself.
Yes.
You are cheating yourself because your vote is not a vote until it's counted.
True. So
you watch the vote, go and vote. Upon voting, keep there. Keep quiet.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. I am very happy actually to speak to you about the campaign. But if you could just bring it down a little, Mudyonole, beyond the campaign and the person people are now obsessed with.
Yes.
Who would you say you are? Who is Mudyonole? Beyond this candidate we are seeing now, what's your story?
Oh yes, I have a very simple story. I am born of Iganga. I was born on 28th March 1981. I'm a little old.
Not very old, but
I went through.
You were also born under this
yes,
this regime.
I have grown up under this regime. I went through Bukoyo Primary School. The historical Bukoyo is a very old school. From there, we successfully went through our PRE, and I went to Tororo, Manjas High School. In S3, I changed to St. Maria Great Katende, where I sat my UCE, that's O level. I excelled. I went to Gombe SES. I excelled, and I joined Makerere University. While at Makerere University, we participated in students' leadership. We participated in students' leadership, where I served as a minister once, Minister for Security, then Minister
for Security at Makerere used to be a very powerful position. You had to be the Guild President's right-hand man.
Exactly. And we served effectively.
Yes.
We removed during my time, we reduced those killings. You remember, we used to have many killings then. We reduced them by increasing vigilance of police within the university. Then I served also as a minister for social affairs. That's where now you see the vibe.
Yeah. No wonder it must be coming from somewhere.
Yes. So from then we founded FDC because at that time I was a member of the Reform Agenda. So we founded
the young people, young tax.
Yes, of Reform Agenda. We joined FDC. Upon finding FDC, I joined FDC leadership. I was the national youth chairperson of FDC, 2009, 2010 to 11. Then thereafter, I became the secretary for legal affairs, legal, human rights and constitutional affairs, where I served up to, of recent, when we chose not to participate again in 2 FDC elections. So that is Mudyonole.
So you've been in this struggle.
I've been here
for some time from Reform Agenda.
Yes.
Before we get into that experience, as you can see, you were still young by the time you decided to join the struggle.
That is very true.
These early 2000s.
That is very true.
Why did you decide? And I'm asking that because at that time, seemingly the NRM was still popular.
Yes.
So you only had people who have strong conviction who decided to say, for us, we are towing this line. And that at that time, it was also not an easy thing to do. What inspires you to join the struggle for change?
You see, we had learned about the deception of the government and the NRM government, specifically. The NRM party is full of deception. It's full of lies. They lie people. So we had already seen that it is only surviving on lies. And at that time, when we came up to tell the truth, very few people would believe. You might have been young, but in 2000, was 2001 elections? No, 2000, I think 6 election, or thereabout. I saw Mzee Bidandisali saying, mwana, that do you have something you've done for yourself?
Do you have anything to show?
Do you have anything? Vote Museveni. Because he had lied to them that was his last term.
Oh, yes.
So we knew Some of us, though we are young, we had seen ahead that we are having a deceitful leadership of NRM government.
Are there some of those lies or some of those incidents that you saw to be indicators of a liar or someone who can't be trusted? And I'm asking this because I've seen the conversation that was between Besije Kategai and Miriam Matembe when he was telling them, this guy is not going to leave, and they were insisting that this guy is going to leave, please be patient. And I'm asking for you, why was it easy or difficult for you to believe that this guy was actually a liar?
Well, you see, during the constitutional formulation process, Justice Odochi, what they call the Odochi Commission, visited His Excellency, the former Vice President, Mwanga. You know that gentleman?
Yes.
Actually, he was the president of Uganda because he was the leader of the military commission.
Yes, Paul Mwanga.
He said that that he knows Museveni. Even when he sits like this, he will know what he intends to say.
Yes.
And as young people, we believed him. We believed that gentleman because they worked together. They worked. He was his chairperson when the President Museveni was his vice. So when we added bits and bits, look, when he came, he said he wants only 4 years of leadership.
86 to
90. That he would run an election in 1990. 1990 came. He refused. He extended for 4 years. That's when this gentleman, the former mayor of Kampala and the former member of parliament, I forget his name, Zil Twawula. Zil Twawula moved away from parliament. He resigned from parliament on principle.
And he was, citing
that no, your mandate was for 4 years. Why are we extending it? That was the first unclothing of the president's lies.
And how would you characterize that time, the early years of the reform agenda, the early years of the struggle?
It was rough. It was rougher than now. You see, very few. First of all, you would not speak of opposition. I remember when I went into contesting in 2011 in Iganga, everyone liked me. Said, Mudyonole, you are so good, but you're in the wrong color. Mudyonole, you are so good, but you're in the wrong color. I told them, no, I am still good in that color. They told me, they persuaded me to go and contest as an independent. I refused. I said, no, I am FDC that time. I am FDC and I will maintain my party position. I lost with a very small margin, about 200 votes, 2011.
Interesting. I went back. Must have been a serious fight.
Yes, I went back. But you see, that time, Iganga, you could not hear of any other party apart from NRM. So I went and sowed the seeds of opposition in Iganga. And I sowed those seeds on honesty, trust, and on fair issues.
Yes.
We did not go into elections by lies. So the truth that we sowed in 2011, we have just been adding on.
Doesn't it get frustrating sometimes?
It's not.
I mean, I'm frustrating in the sense of
losing an election.
Not losing an election. You saw this truth as early as the early 2000s.
Yes.
You came in the election 2011. You told them.
Yes.
You came later and later. You told them the same thing, and they themselves, especially the who we call Muntwawansi, they can see that their conditions are bad.
Yes.
What's your reaction when you're telling these people and they can't seem to see their own circumstances and be bold enough to seek change?
You know, what inspires me to continue, even in such situations, is one, the truth will never be buried. You sometimes get frustrated a little because you're teaching people. And you see others understanding, others are not understanding. You remember yourself in class, that you used to attend class, The teacher would come, he teaches you the same things. One gets 100, another gets 20.
True.
So that's what gives me courage. But now you are seeing the whole Iganga is Kudioboka.
I know.
Because of that cumulative effect of honesty and telling the truth.
When do you start to interact with NUP?
When NUP had just been founded, I wanted to join.
Ali, as people before the party?
Yes, as People Power.
Yes.
However, I was still under leadership of FDC.
Oh, yes.
I said no. I would have broken my party principles to cross to another party. So when we went for another election under FDC, I never contested. I was now preparing myself to join NUP.
What inspired you? Why did you feel like wanting to be part of People Power of NUP? You see, the movement from FDC to NUP.
First of all, FDC lost track during the previous election. When we got to know about what had happened, because remember I was a member of the management committee of the party, I was a member of NEC, I was a member of National Delegates Conference and a member of National Council. So I would sit on all the 4 organs of the party.
All the top 4 organs of the party. Yes.
And I was an active member. So when we went off the rail, I knew that the party is now going into oblivious because they had done what the public is aware.
I just want you to paint a picture of what goes on at the top echelons of the party when such things are happening. Because you see, for us, for example, the normal person, you hear it from Kano Chiza Besigye, you hear it from someone, and you're disappointed at some point. But we are not as invested because when you're in the leadership of the party, it's your own. You're making the party, you're building it, you're deciding the direction. And I'm thinking, what's happening? What's the environment? What's happening when you now discover that it is indeed true? Someone maybe picked money. Maybe someone there are these indications that he has joined the.
Yeah. First of all, it doesn't come in a straight way. You begin hearing it as a rumor, and we began hearing it as a rumor because it was just a small cocoon of people, and you are seeing that cocoon is still continuing with its activities because it's paid for that. Now, when Dr. Besigye came up, we created a committee to investigate the allegations of Dr. Besigye. Dr. Besigye had proof. You see, when money comes from Bank of Uganda, that money you have has serial numbers and it's arranged in a way following each other. So Dr. Besigye had evidence of how money moved from Bank of Uganda to State House, and the same money that had moved to State House is the money that Besigye had been given to keep. So when he cross-checked on the money he has and cross-checked on the movement of the money from Bank of Uganda to State House, using those movement sheets, I would say money movement, because you see, when money comes from Central Bank, let me say to the current point of Jinja or current point of Masaka or Mbarara, it has clear movement sheets. Serial number 001 has gone to Gulu. So if you are to trace that money, if there is a robbery of Gulu, they will know which money was taken to Gulu. And Doctor had all that evidence.
I ask that because the issue of people betraying the opposition parties or the struggle generally is not just an FDC thing, and I don't think it will stop with FDC. I think even in our own party, in the National Unity Platform, we've seen some of those tendencies.
Yes.
It may not be to the president himself, it could even be to the Speaker of Parliament. Sometimes where I see it, it frustrates me because it's the reality of part of our politics. I don't know. What do we do? What are we going to do? As someone who has had to deal with this situation.
You see, first of all, that issue is biblical. When a journey delays, people lose hope. I'll take you back. You're Christian?
Yes.
Good. I'm sure you're well versed with the Bible. There's a book called Exodus. Moses, we call him Musa in the Quran.
Yes.
Moses led the people of Israel from Egypt. He performed miracles. When they reached River Nile, the Red Sea,
Yes.
they saw the chariot of the Pharaoh coming. They said, Moses, you brought us here for death. At least when we were there, we were suffering, but
we are safe. We are alive.
We are alive. He showed them a miracle. They crossed the Red Sea.
They said,
okay.
Moses,
only one man. All the other people died. As they continued in their journey, they gained first drought and shortage of food. They cried, we are suffering, but at least we had food. Now see where you have brought us in the desert. There's nothing. God brought food to them. You know, the only people God has ever given food directly from heaven are the Israelites. He loved them so much. But they again betrayed him. When Moses went to the mountain to get the 10 Commandments, what happened? Within 40 days, on return, he found his gentlemen and the women. They had carved a golden calf, and they were bowing before it. So when a journey takes long, people lose trust, they lose hope, they think it is over. So these betrayals you see, people crossing from national unity platform, people crossing from opposition to NRM, is because they think it has taken long.
Is that why it's, and I don't want to attack anyone, but is that why it's, maybe you can notice that most of the people are doing that, people have been at it for some time. And this is not an attack on you or your generation, but
yes,
where I sit and my age and the people I can relate with is some of the people who we see betraying the struggle, people we looked up to, people who participated in the early stages of FDC like you, people have been in parliament for 2-3 terms and they are the same people and you would imagine they are the ones who should care most. They should do the right thing.
You see, the NRM government knows one tool. It has about 2, 3, 4 tools that it uses to oppress Ugandans. One is poverty. So when they push you into poverty, they now come with an olive branch that, please, boss, you are here. We have some money here. So you look at your poverty and then turn your eyes on the money. You look at your children who are not going to school and then say, the money is here. That is one of the reasons why people cross. The other issue is the repression, the repressive arm of the state. They will arrest you, torture you, keep you incommunicado. They throw you anywhere in the safe houses. Now they come and say, we are giving you freedom. Can you cross? You lose yourself and cross. Now, the elite class, one time Dr. Wesley said, and my president has also said it, that the biggest betrayal is not the ordinary people. No. There is me and you, the elite. Those who know, who have seen many blackboards, are those who are betraying the struggle. You've seen, like what you've said, we shall not mention names, but the biggest part of government currently, of the cabinet, is full of former opposition members. And once the president uses you once, in one term in cabinet, he throws you. Where is Honorable Omala Atubo? He was a very strong parliamentarian, very strong, that the guys would look at as examples. Then he was in UPC.
Yeah, without fear of contradiction, I see Abdul Katuntu, who at some time was very strong, resilient, articulate.
Yes, he's my elder brother.
And
he's
now,
my elder brother in Iganga.
And now he speaks in tongues. I sometimes don't know how a man, but because the idea that you would say it's poverty, it's all these things. These are things that he has and successful lawyer and all these things. But I don't know. I think it's like you've said, it's about when they've spent so much time and they've lost hope. So in terms of advice, what would you advise the party to do to deal with such characters?
You see, there's no formula of dealing with people. Let me tell you, we have gotten prophets who are divine, with divine power. They came to earth, led people using divine power, but we still have people who are not believers. You get it? So you cannot remove. Yes. There's no formula of avoiding traitors, and there's no equipment to test your heart. So it's a try and error. You believe maybe, let me use the educated ones, they throw you down. Maybe let me go to the ghettos, they throw you down. So it's just a matter of trying. And sensitizing people is the only tool we can use, sensitizing the masses.
Cheers a bit. You, on Tuesday, I think you were in Mayuge trying to follow up on the NUP supporters who have been arrested.
Yes.
If you could take us through that.
You see, there are 3 people who were arrested in Mbarara during the president's campaigning trail of Mbarara. There's a gentleman called Namanya Isaac, there is Masembe Moses, and Iga. Mr. Iga is a Mnyoro, a Mtoro. He works as a mechanic in Mbarara. He was taking his wife to give birth on a border. So they found a roadblock. He was removed, beaten, and thrown into police. From police, they drove him to Mayuge, and he was charged of aggravated robbery. But when I talked to him, he told me he had never crossed Sanga. There's a place called Sanga,
Sanga is
in Mbarara.
From Mbarara to
on Kampala.
to Mudyonole.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is the farthest he had ever come near Kampala. He had never been there. Namanya Isaac is a Mnyankole. He's also charged of aggravated robbery. The farthest he had ever come was Lyantonde. But they are being charged of offenses that were committed in Mayuge. Now, injustice with impunity breeds illegitimacy.
So when you reached at the police station, wherever they are being arrested, did you talk to the DPC? Did you talk to what do they say?
Actually, they already charged. They are already in prison.
Remanded.
Yes, they are remanded. And their case was supposed to come up. They were supposed to come back on 25th to appear before the magistrate for a mention. Unfortunately, the magistrates are under training in the whole country. They are not there.
So the
matter was adjourned by just a mere clerk to 9th December. We shall follow up on 9th December.
So you have Ugandans who have never crossed from Western Uganda being arrested for crime committed in Mayuge.
Elsewhere, yes. The man had never been in Uganda. The farthest he had ever reached is one of them, Sanga. Another, Lyantonde. But they are now in Mayuge, languishing in prison.
And their only fault is that the state thinks they
were not even supporting. They are not even. One of them was not. Actually, it's only one person who was. I think Mr. Masembe. I think Masembe is one who had dressed an NUP T-shirt going to attend the rally. And then he was roughed up by military, beaten. And I can imagine this because last time we hosted the president in the first episode, Robert Chagulanyi, and these are some of the things we are talking about, where the state just arrests someone for supporting NUP and charges them with any ridiculous charges. Now you can hear aggravated robbery, and which is quite unfortunate. But also you have the justice system. It's not functional because they are telling you the magistrates are in training. What happens to the rights of Ugandans who are entitled to a fair hearing? Ordinarily, a judicial station, a court, should not be without a magistrate. When they are training magistrates, they should have phased the training. But look at the situation. The entire Busoga has no magistrate. They have all gone
for training.
And training, a refresher course. Because to understand they are being trained on electoral laws. There are no new electoral laws. We are all using the same electoral laws.
But also ordinarily, the electoral process is already on. If that course would have come earlier.
That is it.
Because we have, for example, now we have cases of people are being denominated who nominated very well because of unscrupulous means. They are denominating them because some NRM candidates think they should run unopposed. So the process is on. You would expect that if that course was to be useful, it would have come much earlier. I don't know what's the situation for your supporters in Iganga?
Actually, before I even go back to Iganga, you see, first of all, the judiciary has, first of all, I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
I've been a lawyer since 2008. So I have practiced law, I have practiced electoral laws. I know the electoral laws and electoral practice in Uganda. We have magistrates and judges who are appointed on nepotic basis. People who cannot even understand, who can't even write the best legal opinion, are being appointed judges and magistrates. So, because they are appointed based on nepotism, they are only running. They are a tool for facilitating the continuity of this government. So even when you go there, you try to submit, there is nothing that will come up. Let Ugandans know that they have changed the Judicial Service Commission regulations of appointing judicial officers. Are you aware that the law now puts the appointment of a Chief Justice in the hands of two people? Two people like this can appoint nothing. The Judicial Service Commission has developed regulations that two people can appoint. The quorum of the Judicial Service Commission is for two people, and they can even be virtual, meaning they can appoint you as a judge on WhatsApp, and they can also fire you as a judge on WhatsApp.
So the Judicial Service Commission makes regulations that disenfranchise it.
It has disbanded. They have disbanded themselves.
Yes.
And they have put the powers in the hands of two. That is the Attorney General and one other person.
Everything is crumbling. I think that's why we need a fundamental change, a robust change. Of course, the word fundamental change was vulgarized long time ago. Very much. But I think it's part of what we need. We need to overhaul the system and make sure we change all that. I hope that Ugandans can see that urgently. I can imagine what the families of those guys are doing. The mother that was going to give birth in hospital,
even the guy doesn't know whether the wife gave birth, whether she was beaten, whether she gave birth on the way. We are trying to link up with our NUP people in Imbarara to find out. You see, the beauty now with NUP is that we have a very close circuit network, that we know each other. So we are trying to connect. Unfortunately, the gentleman does not remember any telephone number offhand. He doesn't know any number. It's a problem I faced with him. And he was full of tears and crying. You know, when you are accused innocently, you can never forgive. Now, do you think government is creating unity in this country? I think no. They are creating disunity.
Maybe they are creating misery. That's what we can. No, maybe we'll be united by the misery at the receiving end.
That is probably.
How does it feel being a lawyer in this country?
It was
especially human rights.
Yeah, it was a prestigious job and career that has been turned into a begging one. You see, now to be prosperous, a prosperous legal practitioner in Uganda, you must beg the government that if you're not with the government, they'll never give you any contract, any legal representation. No. You apply to represent EC. They will not appoint you. They say for your position.
Had cases where the Attorney General has cases run by his affiliate law firm.
Yes. This is common. It's what is happening. So for you to...
What inspires you to stand for MP? Amidst all this?
Yes, amidst all this, what inspires me is the suffering of the people. Let me tell you, there's no way you can drive your Benz comfortably in 100 of people who are suffering. They create insecurity. So we are all insecure because of the suffering of the people. Now when you look at how people are suffering, you're inspired that maybe I can create a change. You
can do something for them. What's that one thing that you want to do for the people of Iganga municipality?
It's basically effective representation. And I mean effective representation.
I don't know. Of course, the ultimate goal is to make sure we change this government.
That is true.
How ready are our people to not to vote, to protect, and to demand for victory in case this victory doesn't?
Yeah, first of all, the people are charged.
Constitutional as it should.
The population is highly charged and peacefully. You see, there is a negative charge and a positive charge. We are positively charged on peaceful transition. And the masses, especially those ones of Iganga, are going to vote for my president, His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. They are going to vote for me. They are voting for my woman representative, that's Hajat Azaka Kerewe, and they are voting the entire NUP. We
are hoping that Busoga this time will turn up. Of course, last time they did turn up, they voted our president overwhelmingly, but in terms of the structure, we only had one person in the entire region, member of parliament in the entire region. But you know that part of demanding for the victory is that you need the structures to do that, but also when you enter government, you need to have a huge parliament to be able to pass your policies, your agenda, also to effectively lead the country. You need leaders at all structures. We are hoping that this time Busoga will have the entire structure. I hope that the vibe or the energy in Iganga can spread a bit to neighboring districts and constituencies.
Yes. What we have, what we are trying to push for is that every leadership must be NUP. Even for borehole committees, we have boreholes.
Yes, at village level.
Yes, village level. A chairperson of the borehole must be NUP. That's what is happening in Busoga. Obviously, the government is also not seated. We have these unconstitutional people called assistant RDCs. That's an unlawful position. It's an illegal position because it's not in the structure. Now, they are trying to work hard. They have been given money to go and pay off these guys who are in ghetto, our ghetto brothers, so that they turn against us.
How is that going?
They are also aware. Government gives 100,000 shillings for each individual, and the RDC goes and gives him 20. Now, what we are trying to show them is, look, government released 100,000 for you. You are given only 20. Demand for your 80. Yes, and they are more charged than even
than even before.
So it is boomerang against the government. And the poverty in Busoga. My brother, Busoga was the richest region in Uganda.
Industrialized.
Yes. But now it is misery. Misery. I mean misery. 1,000 shillings like this can turn a person. A person can spend a week on 1,000.
I know.
Yet for you, your lunch is about 50,000 in Cafe Javas.
Yeah.
You find a person, breakfast, Cafe Javas, lunch is at Sheraton.
Even just the money they use for transport in Kampala. I know how the sugar economy was broken down.
And it was planned by government. Because Madivan used to pay us well. Now they brought in these other people.
Who, the new people who run that?
Yes. there is this one of, I will not mention names.
Yes.
Because it may have a negative effect on their businesses. But they're also not themselves. You see, NRM government does not want people to be rich.
I am told
Masogas used to be very hardworking. Actually, they are hardworking up to now. We have very beautiful young girls, very educated.
You have I have a very powerful lady that is running. She's called Maria Natavi.
Natavi, yes.
Very powerful,
Butembe,
very
yes.
resilient.
Young girl.
I hope that this time we can successfully
No.
deliver
Not
the
only
region.
Natavi. We have very good candidates. Very good. Actually, for your information, NRM has unqualified people. AC4 dropouts, they are contesting as candidates. People who got 999 in A level, because the law is that you must have completed advanced level.
The question I'm more interested in now is how do we consolidate that support and the nice good candidates that we have? How do we consolidate it in ways that realizes the success we're talking about, not just the presidency, but having the entire structure? Because now, you know, like you are quoting the Bible, too much is given, much more is expected.
Yes.
Now for you, we are very glad for what's happening in Iganga municipality. How do we leverage your status, your support to make sure that anyone within that region or beyond can consolidate and be able to realize the success?
You see, we have phased out our campaigns in Busoga, that we are now going into the second phase. The first phase was on individual merit. At least
do your own thing.
Own thing. Now, from first, we are now going to do a group campaign to help our people come up. For example, personally, Honorable Andrew Kaluya, Hajat Zaka Kerewe, we're now getting our team to go into other constituencies where our candidates are a little weak. So that we push them up.
Yeah, but also maybe if you could help with a lot of education on voter protection. I don't know what the new system of voting, so they want to roll out voter education, which is late. I'm told there are new biometric devices or machines that you're supposed to use in this election. I think our people need to be alert. We need to also roll out a program on how best we can protect the vote.
Yes, first of all, on those biometric voter verification machines or kits, even EC doesn't know how to use them.
True.
They don't know.
They were saying they are just going to invite people to apply to.
The other day I saw an advert calling for those people, candidates to go.
They are calling for people who are going to the field to teach, to learn, to train them to learn, but also to come to the communities to teach people how to vote. And this is less than
you look at 45 days remaining.
Yes, in a month time to election. It's going to be bad, but we have got to do what we have got to do as a party. The whole
process, my brother, is a vulgar process. We're just participating in it because we think we can change within it, but there's no fairness. Yeah, because even the chairperson himself is not sure. Ask him. He's a judge of the Court of Appeal, Justice Vyamukama. Very brilliant young man. Very brilliant. At least for him, he's a judge on capability. Very capable gentleman. But he doesn't know what he's reading. He's just there. How do you bring a kit without a legal basis? The government does not operate in virtue. It operates on legal basis. But we have kits that are going to run our elections and they have no legal basis. They are telling us that they are going to scan DRA forms from the polling station and send them. But remember, this government is going to switch off internet. So how will this data move?
I think government has its own network which stays. Some people are telling us it's UTL. I don't know, but I'm sure there is a medium. There must be something they use to keep communicating.
See, but why do you keep in darkness?
And I get that, but I think the point I'm making is that within those circumstances, we have to be vigilant. As the opposition, we need to really have a strong strategy, especially for your region, on how best to consolidate that support and protect the vote. I am hoping for the best, really. As we come close the conclusion of this episode, what have you got to tell, not just Iganga people, what have you got to tell Ugandans, especially us who are excited to see you?
First of all, to the general public and those in government, they should learn that injustice with impunity breeds illegitimacy. What do I mean? If look at the Namanyas who are being charged with impunity, what is government training them to do? Is training them to do illegality, because you're charging him for nothing. Now the anger gets out of that will be probably sent elsewhere. Do you think he will sit and say, okay, thank you very much, I was mistreated?
No.
Probably yes, probably no. So I am calling upon government to do legitimate things. Let us be charged in a very proper way. Imagine Council Waisamufumbira, Alex Waisamufumbira, the one of Nakawa. He's being charged of an offense which was committed in Uganda when he was in America. He wasn't here. But now he's not campaigning, he's in prison. They have denied him bail without any reason. The judicial officer who is supposed to grant bail is scared. Make a job. So that breeds illegitimacy.
So all those people on unlawful drilling, yesterday I think it was our party president and other people are posting videos of NRM people doing the same thing.
Yes. You know,
not that you are saying the NRM people should be charged. We are saying this here is not.
I was the first person to be charged of unlawful drilling. It's an old offense. That offense was put in the law books in 1952. Colonial. But I was the first person to be charged of unlawful drilling. They came, I was kidnapped, thrown into semi for a week, and from there they charged me of unlawful drilling. It has replaced unlawful assembly, which was made unconstitutional.
Yes.
You know, so it is now a holding charge. Now, for the people of Iganga, I request them, I beg them to vote our president, His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. He is the only hope of this country at present and in the short future and longer future. Because you see, these ones who are in leadership, because of the atrocities they have committed, they are fearing to go out of power, that they will be charged. But he has been an innocent man. He has nothing to do with, he has no atrocity, he has not killed anyone. His is just a power of the microphone. So voting Kyagulanyi, who is clean, puts this Uganda into a better position. For a better Uganda, for posterity of this nation, Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is the best candidate to become the president of this country. Let's try him out. You remember the late President Obote, when these guys were in the bush, he was calling them the bandits.
Bandits.
Bandits, thugs, you know. Lumpens. But they have survived, and although they have outlived their usefulness, but at least they have been there. So to me, I am calling upon Ugandans to give NUP a chance, to give NUP candidates a chance. And those of Iganga, please, I have been there, I have been tried, tested, and I'm now trusted. I believe I will effectively represent you people. I'll represent my people of Iganga. I'll present my people of Busoga at the national level. Remember, this government has pushed our Kadaga out of the government. We are there. Since NRM is going into opposition, we are going to be the Kadagas of Busoga. We are going to be the leaders of Busoga tomorrow, because I believe on 15th, National Unity Platform is taking power peacefully.
True.
Yes.
Thank you so much, our listeners who have been with us from the start. I hope Mudyonole, it was a good and nice conversation. I hope you enjoyed it as I did. Maybe what are the last words?
Yes, for the people of Busoga, specifically Iganga municipality, I'm calling upon you, One, to continue being peaceful, as we have exhibited our peace. Turn up in big numbers. The president is going to be with us on 28th. Turn up in big numbers. And we shall continue with our normal Okudioboka until the 15th day of January, where we shall Okudioboka in the boxes. About boxes.
Yes, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the NUP podcast and also comment with who do you want us to be able to host in the next episode 3 of the NUP podcast. Thank you for being with us. Continue to contribute to the struggle in whichever way you can. As you can see, we have a number of people who are incarcerated, albeit on trumped up charges. Offer any support you can. Please be vigilant. As the president says, start practice how best you are going to protect the vote. See you on the next episode. Have a good time.